In the quiet town of Willow Creek, Oregon, where the evenings hum with crickets and the streets glow under soft lamplight, life felt predictable until it wasn't. On a chilly October night in 2024, I woke at 2:17 a.m., not to a storm or a shout, but to a sharp, metallic screech, like a screwdriver grinding through steel. Heart pounding, I stumbled out of bed, unsure if I was still half dreaming. Peeking through my blinds, I saw her, Diane, the HOA president, crouched by my mailbox in a bathrobe and sneakers, her face glowing ghostly under the beam of a handheld drill. She was carving into my federally issued mailbox like a thief in a bad heist movie. My pulse raced, not just from shock, but from a spark of dark amusement. Tucked inside that mailbox was a motion-activated camera, silently capturing every second of her crime. Diane, the woman who'd find my neighbor for overly vibrant tulips, was now committing a federal offense in her pajamas. I almost laughed. Grabbing my phone, I checked the camera feed. Crystal clear footage. Diane's face, drill in hand, oblivious to the lens. This wasn't just another HOA power trip. This was leverage. Earlier that week, Diane had sent me a letter in official HOA letterhead, no less claiming my mailbox was too utilitarian and a potential safety hazard. For context, it's a sturdy USPS-approved locking box I'd installed after 2 packages vanished, including one with my car title. After consulting the USPS and my insurance, I upgraded to a federal model with a hidden camera, part of a mail theft prevention trial. Diane despised it. She called it an eyesore and accused me of weaponizing the Postal Service. I ignored her, thinking she'd burn out. I was wrong. Now, standing barefoot in my living room, jaw on the floor, I watched her drill a jagged hole into the mailbox. Then, unbelievably, she reached into the outgoing mail slot, snatched an envelope, and stuffed it into her robe. My stomach twisted. She'd just stolen mail and camera. This wasn't petty anymore. It was federal territory. Tampering with a mailbox marked property of the United States Postal Service wasn't like spray painting a fence. It was like defacing a courthouse. I let the camera roll as she skulked away, drill dangling like a guilty secret. Slipping on shoes, I checked the damage. A gouge hole in the mailbox, but the camera was intact, blinking at 82% battery. I swapped the SD card to my laptop and watched the footage. Diane crept across my lawn, flashlight clenched in her teeth, muttering, "Think you're clever, huh?" to the mailbox. It was absurd, unhinged, and pure gold. By morning, I'd filed a complaint with the USPS inspector's office, attaching the footage. The officer's chuckle over the phone was telling. "We've had our eye on her," he said. "This might seal it." But I wasn't done. A second camera above my porch light had caught her entire approach and retreat. I compiled both angles, timestamps, audio transcripts, and photos of the damage, then emailed the HOA board with a single line. "Please review this member's actions for the community's safety." Within hours, Tom, a low-key board member, texted me, "You just dethroned the Empress." I replied, "No more tulip fines, right?" He sent a string of laughing emojis. Diane tried to play it cool. That evening, she dragged her poodle down the street, fake chatting on her phone, avoiding my gaze. I waved cheerfully. "Hey, Diane, feds might swing by about the mailbox. Heads up." Her face twitched, and her dog yipped. It was the best moment of my month. The next morning, she posted in the HOA's online group, spinning a tale about suspicious devices in mailboxes, urging vigilance. It was a blatant deflection, and it flopped. Her usual cheerleaders, Greg, Linda, and Paul, stayed silent. Neighbors asked for details she couldn't provide. Her grip was slipping. By noon, a government sedan pulled up. 2 suited agents, one with a badge, knocked on my door. Diane, watering her roses, froze as I handed over the SD card and backup footage. The agents were all business, raising eyebrows when I mentioned Diane's history of harassing neighbors. They asked if I'd testify. I nodded. As they left, Diane's watering can trembled. Her next post called it a misunderstanding over security measures. Nobody bought it. That evening, Tom called an emergency board meeting. On the video call, he played the footage, Diane drilling, stealing, muttering. Her excuse that she was checking for hazards was laughable. Tom read the federal statute on mailbox tampering. Diane's screen went black mid-meeting. The board suspended her unanimously. Neighbors started talking. Missing checks, delayed letters, opened packages. Diane's fingerprints were everywhere. Even Linda, her loyalist, admitted a lost card from her son. The USPS inspector called again. My footage had sparked a wider investigation. Diane was linked to similar complaints in 2 other towns. She faced charges: destruction of federal property, mail theft, tampering, and obstruction. One night, she drilled her own grave. But Diane didn't quit. A week later, I found Snoop spray painted on my sidewalk, still wet. My porch camera caught her at 1:49 a.m., hoodie up, spray can in hand. I reported it to the police, who filed it as vandalism. Then came a letter taped to my door, accusing me of unauthorized surveillance and threatening a restraining order. My lawyer laughed it off, and the court tossed her claim as vindictive. Undeterred, Diane pitched her story to a local news station, ranting about tech stalking in suburbs. The segment was a dud, mocked in the neighborhood chat. The board clarified she had no authority to speak for the HOA. The federal case grew. A criminal complaint listed 4 counts, all tied to that one night. Diane's past surfaced, a hushed-up mail fraud plea from years ago. The board ousted her permanently after Tom revealed she'd lied on her HOA application. Her allies abandoned her. The neighborhood exhaled. Fines stopped. Lawns bloomed. Kids biked freely. Diane hid behind closed blinds, her car unmoved, her dog's barks echoing from a house that felt like a tomb. Then came the summons. A federal agent handed her the envelope on a crisp Saturday as she swept her driveway. She froze, neighbors watching silently. The charges were public now, splashed across a viral blog as Mailbox Diane. The internet roasted her, but we wanted peace, not fame. Tom organized a barbecue to rebuild trust. The turnout was electric kids and bounce houses, neighbors laughing, a projector for movie night. I unveiled a tiny bronze mailbox plaque in memory of HOA tyranny. Don't touch the mail. The crowd roared. Diane's house stayed dark. Weeks later, a for sale sign appeared in her yard, crooked and sad. She moved out quietly, leaving a hollow house. The new owners, a young family, planted daisies and proposed a community board. The street felt alive again, free from Diane's shadow. Checking my mail now, I see neighbors waving, kids playing, a community reborn. One camera, one stand had toppled a tyrant. What would you have done with that footage? Would you confront Diane or let the law handle it? Should HOAs have less power? Were they vital for order? Drop your thoughts below, hit like, and subscribe for more wild stories.